So, I think we're looking all right there. Let's go to the live section. What is going on with the video camera? The video camera has frozen. Why is that? Something has borked here. Give me one wee second. Yeah, we're just going to close this here and see what it is. Right, Streamlabs. Okay, what the heckaroonie? Facecam has crashed. Let's try that again. This ChromaCam software is not impressing me. And why are you just a black screen? Yeah, something really horribly wrong with it. Okay, that's not ideal. Well, okay, I guess we're doing without the facecam stuff, I guess. Yep, I guess we're just doing it without the facecam tonight. Okay, fine. Gonna be like that game, you can be like that. We're gonna start a new game. And this one shall be Streamland Beta. We are gonna do, right, including Planetfall. Because why wouldn't we? So, yeah. This is really poor software. That ChromaCam thing.
From main transport complete. Group A delivered to Calistian region. All Pioneers functional, initiating dispersion. Attention Pioneer.
Little beverage there. Opening.
Instance of the artificial directory and assistant. Welcome to the Fixit Incorporated Save the Day program. A Fixit Pioneer has 3 core assignments. Construct. All Pioneers must follow Fixit guidelines and instructions when constructing any building. Automate. Every Pioneer is responsible for setting up and managing efficient pipelines, outposts, and power infrastructure. Explore and exploit. Fixit selected planets are rich with resources suitable for direct use and further investigation. Stay within your designated. And that is why the world is counting on pioneers like you. Fixit. Short-term solutions to long-term problems. Initiating planetfall.
And we are off.
2, 1. Beginning arrow assist. Drag within acceptable parameters.
So we're landing in the rocky desert,
Descent phase begun.
which is going to be our main base.
Parachute.
Just gonna drop this down a little bit more.
Skipping parachute. Landing phase.
Should hopefully be fine.
Activating retro propulsion.
And there we go. We are landing. Lovely stuff.
Touchdown. Planetfall complete. Drop pod integrity nominal. Omni situational exploration suit nominal. Pioneer. Acceptable.
Acceptable. How kind. How very, very kind of them to say that.
Congratulations. You are the 3rd in your region to survive planetfall. Welcome to Massage 2, ABB, in the binary system of Akicha.
Right, so we can skip this here. We do this, we'll drag this to equip it. Lovely. We dismantle this. This is going to be our thing. Now, we need to find iron. Iron ore.
We do not waste. The drop
So
pod
let's
will be recycled
do
to
that.
construct the first stage of the habitat and utility
Okay,
base
well,
of
first
the
things first, we can find some stuff here.
Next objective. Use the
These
resources
guys,
to find and collect additional iron.
I just realized, we're going to have to adjust that. So options,
Preferred scans of the
gameplay,
provide sufficient iron sources.
default, and apply. There we go.
Samples
Now
of
it's mad at us.
species acquired. Notable features are blunt teeth, suggesting it is herbivorous, and a thickly
There we
packed
go.
skull and spine, suggesting
Now,
it is proficient
grab
in
this
physical
here
force.
as well. We're also near to a cave that should have mycelium, I believe. And we're also pretty nearby to a, what do you call it?
Slug species
Ooh,
seems to persist
sulfur is
entirely
great.
through absorbing and storing
Like
energy
having
from
this.
surroundings. Studying this could provide new
So let's
methods
do
for
that.
improving fixit production line efficiency. Store this potential resource for later use.
Let's keep on jumping around, doing a little bit of surveying.
Unknown chemical element.
Got these here.
This non-metallic and multivalent element seems to be present only in a solid state
Okay.
and exhibits a most pungent smell. It is fortunate Fixit helmet
You're,
exhibits such quality. Store
very
this
aggressive
potential
and
resource for
running
later use.
around me. You, on the other hand, haha, that's you taken care of. So, oh yes, here's our thing. Let's do this here, and we can just jump slide over to here. And then, lovely, that's a hatcher sorted. We can grab like the, oh boy.
Species acquired. It
Yep,
is
I thought so.
unclear where on the flora or fauna spectrum it lies, but initial data suggests this might be a
Okay,
pulsar in
right,
air.
so steel beams,
Remains
nice.
for later study.
Reinforced iron plate, we got that. We got screws on the ground here. What do we need to open this? Ooh, nothing. Happy days. So let's grab that. We can grab this, and we've got this. You can also see the really rather peculiarly scaled achievement notifications.
Analysis, which may result in benefits to the Fixit mission.
So this here,
As to why there are crashed freighters in your Fixit designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
this one here is one hit away from death. Lovely. You should be 2 away. Good and good. Let's grab those. Now, down around here, we should have a spitter somewhere. Because there's also a cave nearby that should have mycelia. So where is our mycelia cave? Or are we a bit far from it? Did we not already? Okay, this is a different hard drive one. Let's get you done. Good stuff. Now we're down to last one here. Lovely. So let's get you taken care of. Now we can try and get this hard drive, but I have a feeling we won't be able to. Grab these, this, and this. Oh, requires rotors to activate, so we do have what we need. And we can get into it. Down here, I think, is where we have the spitter. Yep. And we've also got barrel nuts we can use for research.
Potential
So
evidence
let's-
collected. Eating it and
Whoop.
surviving does not count as a valid field test and does
There
not
we go.
generate
That's
enough
that done.
data to fix it to make
Grab
informed
this
decisions.
here.
Store this potential resource for later
There
use.
is more barrel nuts here. We need back in agaric at some point.
Samples of unknown
But
alien
down
species
here,
acquired.
we should be able to get
Ionized plasma
mycelium,
stored as a stable chemical substance
as
in
well
the
as
post-
meeting some of the new baddies.
The chemical elements in the air.
So where are they? There they are.
Study.
Okay, right, there's 2 of them here.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Initial data suggests these are
These
predators.
guys are probably the trickier ones to deal with because they are so quick.
fulfill a similar
There we go.
function. Preserve the remains for later study.
Lovely. So, now we can grab crap ton of mycelia,
The fruit of this fungus
because it's
flora
very
displays
good
show much
for
potential for use.
fabrics
However,
and the
its
likes.
cellular network is worth further investigation. Store this potential resource for later use.
And grab this. So, I know we came from out this way, and I know there is Beacon Garrick back the other way, but it's going to be a bit before we're actually, like, built up to where we have a research point. So let's not get too stressed on that too early. Let's head over this way. And probably we're going to set up our first base around about this sort of region. So yeah, let's get ready to do that. So, there we go. Gather iron ores completed.
Next objective, use the build gun to construct the hub. Iron is a base component necessary for all near future
Let's do
projects,
this.
so ensure you build the hub close to iron sources. Fix it does not go
And
a kilometer.
get ready for this to upgrade. So, we need...
Hub
Ooh.
foundation built. The hub terminal and crafting bench are only the humble beginnings of a
Ho-ho.
successful Fix-It Pioneer.
We've accidentally grabbed too much of stuff. Oh wait, but we have what we need to upgrade this here.
Base of operations.
Let's load those in. Upgrade the hub.
Upgrade 1.
Lovely. Now we can load in some of this here stuff up until such time as we need it.
Storage and frame completed. Equipment like
I'm not going to need steel or reinforced for a while. I'm not going to need copper sheets either. So, this here, lovely. Upgrade these.
Next objective.
Hub 3.
Upgrade 2.
We can upgrade these. Now, what we should do is construct an equipment workbench.
Completed.
Let's have this here, and we're going to build
Copper and iron into ingots, and the biomass
2
generates
portable miners.
Fun fact, most of
Just
the
for to start with.
is compatible with Fix-It
So,
technology.
let's get ready to go over here. Here we go.
Inappropriate materials will result in deductions or even cancellation of your yearly bonus. Next objective.
And, okay, there's our other one there. Let's take care of this. And that's us ready. So, let's mine some more copper ore. Lovely. And go over here, do the same thing. So let's place one portable miner on that. And we're going to place one portable miner over here on this one. Lovely. So those are going to do their little bits. Do I have... Yep, I do have the stuff I need for copper ingots. So let's now make 10 of these. Lovely. Load this in. Upgrade hub. And now, our next one is going to be concrete cable. And okay, so concrete. Concrete will require limestone. Limestone we should have 3 hubs nearby for. Yep, we do. So those 3 are going to be very important for us.
We understand that Fix-It pioneers are only human and thus prone to error. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 4.
Lovely. So, let's mine the limestone. Lovely. So, that's 48 there, which is going to be 16 pieces, I think. I think so. Let's head round and over this way. We're going to have to look at logistics upgrades, inevitably. So that's probably going to be our first little research point that we do, is going to be logistics. Because these here, we want all the limestone going into the one thing. And we'll have that split and separate into all the different places. And then we'll try and have it do the same with some of the other stuff. So down here, grab the limestone. And lovely. Right. Now, over this way, ooh, let's grab some more of this. And while we're here, I guess we'll grab some more of this iron. Because why wouldn't we, sure? We may as well. So we've got 33 iron ore. Oh yeah, iron we can just get a straight 1-to-1. We don't have to worry about the maths of it as much as we do with the limestone. So all of this over to here. Boom. Lovely. Mine the iron ore. Now, what I'm thinking is going to be a very important thing is going to be trying to get research as quickly as possible. Because at that point, let's do the grab all off of this, and we may as well go do the same for the copper ones over here. So, come along now. Grab all, and lovely. We've got a good amount of resources there. So, back we go, and do we have what we need to do smelting? We kind of do. We need 8 wires. So let's multiply that up a little bit. Let's do 3 smelters on the go. And get some concrete ready. So, concrete, upgrade that, and now, is this our level 5 one? It should be. So, we need 20 more of these.
Connect the output of one building to the input of another and transport resources.
This allows for conveyor belts.
I have been asked to issue a clarification. Portable miners, obviously, do not have a connection for conveyor belts. There is nothing to suggest, visually or functionally, that they can be connected to portable miners. If this is
I'm guessing that was a reference to some, like, stuff early in beta or something. Okay, so we need 5 iron rods. So let's do 15 iron rods, right? And get some more cabling ready. So this here should be 3 of these ready side by side. Now, you are going to connect to here. We need more wire and we need iron rod. So let's hope this works now. Let's take this here, feed it to here, and you are going to feed this, this, and this. So you are going to be copper, you are going to be iron, and you are going to be iron. Let's load you with crap ton of iron. Fill you up, and fill you up. Now, for this here, we would like some biofuel, so we would. Let's do that there. But we don't quite have the stuff for biofuel just yet, or do we? Right, so we're at 4 of this. Do we have biofuel? We don't just yet. Is it unlocked by this here? Probably. So, okay, I guess we're just gonna load in the wood. There's another 10 wood to go in. This is going to burn 12 per minute, so we got 1 minute of this here going. Grab all of this here. Oh, there's Beck and Agaric. These here we'll grab.
Do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it won't eat you.
And let's load more wood into there. So that should ideally give me, there's 24, 25. So this here will be another like 50's worth. Let's upgrade this. And here we are, there's 49. We need more of these. Grab these, we'll also load a few more of this in. May as well max out our copper stuff. So, right, that there, and we upgrade. Is that us completed? No, it's not.
Power expansion completed. The miner, unlike
So,
portable miners, can be connected to conveyor belts and requires power to function. Caution. As
this will be the thing.
your production may exceed the capacity of your power grid.
We are going to need to increase our
Because Fix-It pioneers often
fire building stuff. Wow, just how do I...
If you are experiencing nosebleeds, nausea, existentialism, or an itchy scalp, there is no need for concern. This should pass within
So,
5 to 7 workdays.
if we had a miner there connected to a smelter, that could be a good thing. We'll have one there, and then we'll have a limestone one over there that feeds into a constructor and then feeds back around to here. So we're going to need a lot of iron plates. Let's get this bit ready. So, miner Mark 1, we need concrete as well. So, damn it, I need to go and mine more concrete. It's an early game limiter, but we'll do what we can with it. Go over here, lovely, and then down this way. Start mining here, and we need 30 concrete, so 90 limestone pretty much. Let's get up to the 10 concrete's worth. And that's going to be our first constructor. So we'll have the miner Mark 1 connect to a constructor. Okay, right, now we're clear. So, okay. This here is just a normal sample supply. Alright. Now, how much are you burning? You're not really. You've just got an idle sort of one in the back. Can I construct a... Nope, I can't construct it just yet. Let's go for concrete. So we will. And we need iron plates. A lot of them. So that's that. So let's get more wire. We'll go for, I don't know, 30, I think, maybe. So in here we've got that. Right. We can construct, if we get 4 more iron rods. Lovely. Let's get this built. And there's our little construction setup. So the miner will lead into, oh, I need the reinforced plates for the constructor. That's going to be needed. Right, in here, let's take all of these. And over we go. So we got that doing its thing. All right, fine. Right, let's go to here. And we're going to put a miner right here that connects to a constructor. We're going to lock the hologram for this in place and move it out a little bit so that you then connect to this using the curve one. You are not powered, but you will be soon. So you can't connect because we need iron rods. This is missing the materials. At what point does it become too long? Okay, about here. Let's get 5 concrete, 5 rods. That'll maybe do it. So there is 5 concrete right there. This will produce 60 per minute. Let's have this be concrete production. It'll make 15 per minute. So every 4 seconds we'll get 1, which is really not a great amount, but it's better than nothing. So over we go. Jump out here. Et voila. Now, concrete. Build the 5 of this, and we need the 5 iron rods. This should, with any luck, so let's get this here disconnected. You are going to go all the way over here. And maybe I think we'll plonk it down here. You also are going to connect to that smelter just because. You, on the other hand, will connect all the way through here because you can go through walls apparently. And we'll put you right about here. You connect to that and connect to this. So this should theoretically work now. This is probably powering up. Yep, starting to power, and you're going to start producing concrete. So that is 1 taken care of. Now, obstacle clearing is also going to be a very important one because that will give us access to solid biofuel as a resource. Let's go ahead and lift the 100 of these and pop it down into here. So that's it doing its thing. This here, we're consuming 13.2. So we can afford to run 1 more smelter off of these. So let's do exactly that. Grab these and down we'll go down here. You are the copper one. Let's load you in. Right. I guess plates. We'll go for more of these. There we go. Now we load more of this. Just because we're going to need a lot of iron rods. All of those. Do we have what we need for biofuel? No, we don't. This is running lower than I would like it to. Wire is too long for that. Damn. let's connect this one in. So with this, we'll load these. Oh damn. 80 per minute, that is not ideal. Let's get more wood, so we will. Yeah, we're probably going to power down before the end of this. That'll give us another like 20 seconds worth. I'm hoping we've had longer than a minute. If so, we should be okay to go and grab more of this concrete down here. Just waiting for the power failure bit. There's 35, 38 even. So lovely. There it is. That's what I expected. So the wire component, we can go ahead and construct that. Let's head over to here. Lovely. And now, load these in. The wire we're going to need a lot of. We're also going to need a lot of, oh damn. We're just shy of what we need for our iron rods. Just shy of it. Which is surprising, to say the least. So, right, that is that. And wire, we need a lot of this as well. So let's do it. So we need 71. Then we need the iron stuff. So, right. May as well grab this, lift all of this out. And we're done with that bit. So,
Hub upgrade 6. Landing platform hydraulics completed. Freighter landing initialized.
I think solid biofuel is going to be something we definitely need.
Minimum skill level.
So let's do this.
Fixit looks forward to your future achievements because a few
First things first, let's grab a crap ton of wood
2 milestones are now available in the hub and biomass
so that we can
now be
craft biofuel.
Special objective is to initiate project assembly by building the space elevator. This objective will take a significant amount of resources, so Fixit recommends getting to work.
There's that. Dear God Almighty, I do not understand that about the thing. So, right, in here, we need, ooh, this is going to give us 140. 4 wood gives you 20 biomass. So 8 wood gives you a hell of a chunk. So this is 6.67, so we got 20 minutes of power here. That is good in my opinion. So we need cables. So let's go and construct a few of these. You, my friend, are going to connect out to that. And you'll be in charge of gathering up more iron, please. Oh, wow. Whoopsie. Okay, dokels. Let's dismantle this then. Load all this in and we'll have this go. So, right, on. Okay, that seems to be slightly improving. So maybe if we've got the ones over there, so that's going to be what is it going to be? 4 plus 4. So that's going to be 8 megawatts that draws. This here, on the other hand, if we pick up the miner for it, we've got that. We need iron plates and we need concrete. So let's make these here. We also are going to need to make wire so that we can make cables. So let's go grab some concrete, because it's a nice consistent thing all the way over here that we can go for. Solid biofuel we don't have to worry too much about. So this is lovely. Why are you powered off, but the rest of the stuff is going? Is this gonna power down all of a sudden? What is going on here? Oh, wait, hang on a second. Is this one not supplied anymore? Oh, everything's shut down over here. So let's dismantle this. Dismantle this. This has no empty power line connections. Oh, bugger. That's why. You need to connect to here, and you connect to here. That is what was happening. Had it set up wrong. Okie dokes. So you are set up here. You will connect into a smelter here. So let's have you connect to this here. And you apparently need more iron plates. So you can connect in like this, and we'll have you do that. So that connects into that. You connect in like this. We'll have these two connect in. So you feed this. So you will. And what is our power usage off of this going to be like? So we need, right, let's get some more iron plates. So we've got 10 of these and we want 15 of these. Is this enough? No, we need more iron plates. So this we can now use for a biomass burner. Let's have you connect in like that. This is gonna power down. You're gonna feed from this, and let's grab all this biomass out of here and feed it into here instead, because this actually produces 30 biomass, or like 30 megawatts, can consume 10 per minute, which we like to see, but it'll be enough to support a couple of things simultaneously. So that's going to feed into this here. Let's have this be a constructor fed here. You, let's get some iron plates going here. You feed into this. And we need more iron plates apparently. So, right. This should, with any luck, do this. So you're producing iron ingots, you're going to produce iron plates. This does 30 per minute. Lovely stuff. So I'm very much on board for this. But what we might do is take some of this and use it to make screws. So we get the 45 of this here. It should be fine. Trying to think. So out of that there constructor that's doing concrete, we had 12 minutes of power for it. So we're going to get 180 concrete before it's done. Before the power goes out. That should be enough. If we get this and we focus up a little bit on cables. So let's do precisely that. And I'm thinking inevitably down the line for our improved sort of logistics, eventually we'll get to a point where we're going to be using like, oh wait, hang on, you, sorry, are not connected to anything. So let's get this here. We don't have cables. We should have cables. That was silly of me to not make those. Let's get you and feed that into here. So let's take some of these here while we're at it and get some cables going. Obstacle clearing is a priority just for the fact that the chainsaw will be really useful for getting lots of solid biofuel really quickly. And that's what we want at the end of the day. So this here should be plenty of cable for us. Get it all moved across. And then we need about 20 iron rods, 21 iron rods worth of screws. Now, do this here, 84, yeah. That's going to leave us with one screw left over. And then eventually, once we get our research bit done, it's going to be like, hey, would you be interested in this here? Would you be interested in a recipe that gives you cast screws? And we would, because that will take 5 iron and turn it into 5 iron screws. So here, let's look these. Oh man, I like this. So this is probably backed up a little bit. Let's take the 100 from that. And we can use it to manually construct some concrete back over this way too. So over here we're going to have a lot of chances for iron, which is good, I guess. Here is our miner, which is nice. I guess we could theoretically load more of that crap in, but for the meantime, let's do this here. Send this off, and right in here we want to add this to our to-do list. So we need 3 cables.
The chainsaw allows for the removal of tougher wood and coral foliage.
We are going to need 65 total iron rods.
Inspirational note. Will you be the Fix-It Employee of the Month? You could be if you construct, automate, explore and exploit by eliminating all obstacles.
Right, those are producing 30 per minute, which is precisely what's getting used by that. So do this here just to make a whole pile of stuff, which will be good for us. So that's going to be 40 worth. Right, let's do the 40 screws first. Right, so this here we need 160 screws. Then we need 45 iron rods, we have the plates, and we have the cables. Then we need the iron ingots turned into iron rods. So let's do that real quick. Over this here way. Now, lovely. We need 24 iron rods. Then we build our chainsaw. And from that chainsaw, we're going to be producing a lot of solid biofuel. Even if we find like one tree, that's going to be fantastic for us. And there's a few trees over there actually. So, chainsaw into our hands, we're going to get 20 wood, or no, 20 leaves, sorry. And that'll get us... Oh wait, 20 leaves only gets us like 5 things. If we have 4 wood, and we had the leaves and all, right. Let's make biomass out of leaves. Solid biofuel, we can make 8 of this. And then we can chop down some trees. So, from that there as well, we can construct a power automator to a degree. To a degree, we can. So, over here, and lovely, here's our chainsaw ready. So that's, ooh, oh, I like that. All the stuff falling and collapsing and all, that's a cool effect. Okay. Alright then, this here, so let's load all that biofuel into there. Now, we can start up some construction, so we will. Logistics, no, organization, we need storage container. We actually need 2 technically. So we need 20 iron plates and we need 20 iron rods. Let's get these here, okay. And get some iron rods going too. And that will be our thing. Once it's ready, we're good. Et voila! It'll be a nice little thing for us, so it will. Yeah, let's do this. Then we need more iron rods, I think. We also are going to need logistics, because we need stuff to merge down in here. So, organization, we want 2 of these here. So, let's lock that position there. Have that and that constructed side by side. Then we'll have them feed into these 2. So, we need cables now. Let's get 16 cables worth. We're probably going to need more than that, in fact. And we're going to need more iron rods, I think of it. So let's go for 30 cables. Should be enough. And we're going to need 10 wires. No, 20 wires, we'll say. Okay, that might be enough. Now, constructor, over here we'll have surface is too uneven apparently, but you can actually kind of glitch it out almost doing these little things. So you feed into this, you just do a default into this, you are going to be solid biomass leaves, you're going to be solid biomass wood fuel, or like biofuel. Okay, so let's take this here, we'll load 9 of you in there. There we go, more wood, more leaves. You are going to be a constructor here, and you will then feed into that. So this here, that feeds into there. You are going to feed to here. We need concrete. Love that. Love it so much. I should probably try and get dimensional depots sorted. Maybe. Because then I could just constantly have a steady stream of concrete going. And if I had it uploading a whole pile of... Then, you know, if it was quick to upload, I could almost always have a stash of it going. But I'm probably getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let's take this here, and we're going to swap you in fact to iron rods now. So let's do that there. Now into here, you're backed up. So the iron rod bit will go ahead with itself. You are going to feed into here. And you are going to be solid biofuel. So you go to here, and you will feed this, this, and I need another cable apparently. It'll feed into that. So down here, another cable. Good stuff, you feed to here. So this here one is the one for wood at the very least. So let's load all the wood into this. This will produce 300 biomass per minute. You are going to produce 60 biofuel per minute. You are going to consume 4 per minute. So we like this. You are going to be the grass, you'll feed into that. One of them has blown. Ooh. Okay, so we're a little bit over encumbered in the power department. Let's switch this one offline and try this again. Max consumption is 30. Okay. So we can have one on the go at a time. So this here has a lot of biomass going into it. And into here, let's load some more. So this will consume 120 per minute. That's a lot. A big, big lot. So now we'll get some more concrete because we may as well. And we can get the logistics going. Or do we go for the research? Maybe we should go for the research first. Yeah, let's switch the milestone thing, field research instead. Let's go for 100 of that. We need the screws and we need the wire. Whoop. So you here, we're gonna get all this wire. So yeah. Light all that wire. And get a little bit of a refill of the beverage. Tin of Monster. Just to finish off. Now, up this here way, we can grab this. We've got 100 of that now. Should we construct another biomass burner? I'm leaning towards yes. Is here, Okay, so that can max out at a good amount. This is going to produce 300 per minute. So you've got 121 to put through. 121 is going to produce 60 biomass. So maybe what we do is we do go over here and get a little bit more wood. Let's grab some of these big trees. There's 17 wood. This here is another 8. This will be another 12. Let's try... Let's see what this big guy is. How much mycelia? It doesn't actually give us mycelia. That's a shame. So, this here. 11 wood, 8 mycelia. Okay. 23 mycelia. We don't really need to worry too much about fabric in the long haul. It's mostly up until the point where we have our parachute that it's one where you're like, oh, I should get more fabric. Once you've got the parachute taken care of, then you're kind of in a good spot. So those are sorted. Lovely stuff. Now, biomass burner. We could have it producing self-sustaining power from this. So that will do the construction for that, right? And then we spend a little bit on cables to get it to hook into a thing. Then we build another smelter. So let's do all of this crap. Now, constructor. Let's get this here. Lovely. And you will hook into here. You are going to make solid biofuel. And that is then going to feed this biomass burner. So, you feed up to here. You will connect to this, which is into this, and then let's get a smelter on the go here. Maybe even, in fact, can we do it? We should be able to. Let's pick up this miner. This miner will hook into a smelter. We'll move it across to here, and that will then feed a constructor here. So you into there, you into here. Copper ingot, you're going to produce that, and you're going to then produce wires. So this we set up to here. Let's go back to the crafting bench, make more of this stuff. So, yep, we'll take 10 cables, that should be us. And with any luck, we will now be ready. You connect to this, you connect to this, and you connect to this. So that connects to that, which connects to that. Let's put in 2 solid biofuel. That's 30 seconds worth. And we want all of this grass feeding into here, which is going to produce this. So lovely. This will consume 120 per minute. We're going to produce 60 per minute. So this will always be at a bit of a deficit, but can it produce its first batch before? Yes, it can. Okay. We are off and running, self-sufficient now. Grab this. Oh. Very violent falling of a shrub. All of this, which is 39 leaves. And let's see. Where is decent concentration of trees and the like? I mean, obviously we got the big guys over there. But maybe... Okay, yeah. We're going to have to go over this way. Towards this bit. Ooh. There's that. And can we? Yes. Lovely. So, we'll also be able to get our Mercer sphere here, which is going to be useful for us. Lovely. So, Mercer sphere is unlocked for research.
Dr. D.M. Mercer was the first to recognize the presence and probable nature of these alien artifacts.
So this here is going to produce these.
Each sphere emits a unique
Now,
signal.
we are going to need a lot of screws.
Store it for later use.
Over to here, and screws. We need 300 of these. Which is a lot. I will say that. So yeah, we're just sort of kind of sitting, waiting, I guess, for some of this. While we're making screws, at least, it is also producing stuff in the background. So yeah, we should be fine there. Wires, it'll make more of those. Here's our 300 screws coming up. And now, make more of these, I guess. So, how many of these can we make? Now, we currently have 97. How many wires got made in that little interim period? Over to here, we've got another 52. Lovely. Says here we got, okay, you're producing 30 per minute. And we may as well sort of load in, or like pick some of that stuff up at least. Oh, wow. Little bot coming in and talking about Streamboo. Who would have thunk it? A bot trying to say you can buy viewers. So surprising. Now, is this us? It should be, actually, because there might be enough got over here. Almost. almost enough. We need another like 6 wires. So we'll be able to manually produce that. And here we go. Grab this and open up. So now what we need is the MAM. So more wiring required. Copper ingots. We'll go and construct all of this. So 22, 23 plus 8, 31. 31 iron ingots worth needed.
To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
There we go, we've got all of that. Now, let's grab the last bit of wire over here. Thanksies. And now we can build our MAM. And we'll build it in the sensible place. Right next to our base. So in here we've got all this stuff we could do. Let's actually, yeah, get some of that. Actually no, not yet. Hard drive first. Spend 10 minutes on scanning that, because that'll allow us access to the cast screws. Let's set up the logistics chain. So this here, we're going to need more of these. We'll swap this here to iron plates. Load these in, and let's get some of these here loaded in as well. So you're maxed out on stuff. Good. I like to see that. And then we'll go over here. Grab all of this here concrete, because I'm hoping at this point we've got a couple of hundred maybe. Yep, 238. I like that. So there we go. That's a little bit of that done. Go ahead and slide our way back to base. Slide jumping, just because it's the most efficient method of travel. And we should also, into here, we're going to put all of our wood. Into here, we put all of our leaves. So that'll do that. In here, we've got all of this being produced. This is loaded with 149. That's going to keep going for 37 minutes before it even gets the next batch in. This would be 93, so that would be 23 minutes. That's a lot of progress right there. Now, over to here, let's load in some of this, this, and this. And while that's doing all of its bit, what should we do? We could take the stuff for a biomass burner and make sure we have some solid biofuel with us or something. I think that's going to be our thing, because we know of one area where we need a generator, I think. Actually, I think we need multiple generators potentially. So in here, let's go for, we'll smelt a whole pile of this stuff together. If we do 60 iron rods, 60 iron rods, 60 iron plates. No, 70, 70, and 110 plus the cables. That's going to be our thing. Yeah, we'll give it a go. So this here will make maybe 20 cables worth. Let's make a lot of these iron rods and see how close we get. Iron rods going nicely. There we go. Why am I doing that there? I shouldn't be. So, right, got these here going. So, how many more do we need? We need 26 more. So let's do this here. This will be our 70, then we'll have 70 there. And we can head up north into the wild beyond. We'll get this here, so we've got 72 now. And that is not the thing we're looking for. We're looking for this. So we've got 100, 102. Let's craft the other 2 wires manually. So up here, grab these. Because on our way we should be able to find some other samples of stuff as well. We can get the hard drive, but as well as the hard drive we might be able to find quartz crystal, caterium, or even more sulfur just. So those could be nice little things to have. But we'll not worry too much about them. We're also going to grab... We'll grab a little bit of sort of wood and all that there on our way up, because we got to go up into the hills over there. That's going to be our path. And eventually up here will be a train checkpoint, because up here we've got a few pure deposits of stuff. And I would like us to eventually have a really good finding quartz is big because of Blade Runners. Oh yeah. Like, I know where there's some, there was one of the games I was playing where I started a Dune Desert run. And up in the very north of the Dune Desert, I think the most northeasterly point pretty much, there's 2 pure quartz samples. I think it's pure. And those were really bloody helpful. Because at that point before I was like using silica for anything, I had the like silica and the quartz crystals, like refined quartz being produced en masse. And I was like, this is pretty nifty. I'm digging this. But how are you going, Mr. Tact? Hopefully you're having yourself a nice little Monday, and that you had a nice little weekend as well. This here is going to be the tricky bit. So that's a problem. I did think that was going to happen. Right, there is, yep. The hatcheries are mad at us. We need to kill these bugs. Right. So with any luck... Okay, those have gone passive now. So we've got encased industrial beam, encased, like, industrial pipes, or steel pipes. All good. We got more steel pipes there. We're going to have stators, which is good. Because using stators, you can make some nice little motor engines, which, thanks to an episode of How It's Made, I figured out a rotor stator motor is actually the kind of motor that is used in engine, or like in washing machines. Sorry. So, no relevance to anything of note, but I find it interesting, so it's like, yeah. Let's get those connected in like this. This all connected into this. Now, let's separate this into 2. 3, 2. So this here, you'll overload, you'll overload, you'll overload, and then this here. So these should be ready. Let's do this here. That'll switch this on. We pull this, grab this, and there we go. Now we just destroy all these here. And that's our resources back. So, handy little way, which I'm pretty sure everyone on the planet already knows about, but if anyone didn't know, then at that point, congratulations. There you go. You're now an expert in how to open the ones that say, hey, this is going to require X amount of megawatts. So up this here way, I just realized something. I did the jump there and then remembered I haven't unlocked the parachute yet. So that was very foolhardy of me, doing that kind of jumpy slidey thing. I mean, I'm still going to slide because it's just the best way of getting around. Like, look at this here. Whee! Okay, so we get more sulfur at least. Grab some of this. And that'll be... Yeah, exactly. No risk, no reward. If you don't take risks, then at that point, how are you ever going to unlock the hard drive recipes? Because you gotta take risks for those. And all of this here, jumpy, slippy, slidey stuff, that's just what it's all about. So, let's do our little hard drive scan, and that should be us ready to get... Yes! Cast screws.
Hard drive analysis completed. Alternative recipe selection.
Very good thing to have. And we should now be ready to boop, boop, and boop. Hopefully we've got all the wire produced now. Yes! We are now ready for logistics. So now we have to rethink our power usage. We're probably going to need another... Right, this here, you're consuming 30 megawatts. Let's see what this is producing and consuming. Your max is 21. So, okay, we could add 2 more smelters and constructors there. So we'd have a mass amount of wires, maybe.
The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out, feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Sometimes she concerns me, the way Ada talks in this. Right, so that's that. Let's do a little bit of research here. So, grab samples from here. Grab this, 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 and this. We don't need that just yet. We don't need the steel pipes. And I think the rest of the stuff we're fine with. So, alien megafauna. Let's do all this research just to get it out of the way. It's a very helpful thing to have.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has
So this here will be all 4 of these. Once unlocked, will give us this node here, which is going to be for alien protein. So we need 5 alien protein for that. You can also really easily spam some of this stuff. Like, if you have a couple of summer sloops, you can actually basically make ungodly amounts of coal. Like, it is ridiculous how much coal you can actually have produced, because you can have one biomass that produces, like, I think you can get 1,600 from, like, 4, I think it is. 1,600 coal from, like, 4 things. So this here will do this. Now that's going to require a crap ton of cables, is the annoying bit there. And then that will inevitably be that. So this here we would need 10, 5, and 5. That wouldn't be horrible. Right, alien technology. Mercer sphere here. And then we need SAM analysis. Which we can get SAM at a reasonable sort of thing. Talking about how much ore you can get from a pure node with a Mark III miner. No, there's actually a thing for even better than that. You can use alien biomass to produce a crap ton of coal. It's one of the alternate recipes. I think it's called biocoal. I think it's like 10, like 5 biomass gets you like 10 coal or something. So you can actually have, with summer sloops, you can kill a couple of enemies and use the alien protein to then make like biomass, and then have that produce the biocoal. So you can, theoretically, in areas without a coal mining thing, you can create your own sort of biomass thing. I'm just trying to think where would be a good place to get some. I suppose mycelium we could probably get from around here. Let's try this. Lovely. Okay, so we got a little bit of wood, leaves, all that there kind of crap. Hey! Freighter's back. I do like that. The way you get to see it sort of arrive back down to the surface. So, down here we've got like this. Yes, so one alien protein produces 100 biomass. So, you can use like a, what do you call it? You can use a summer sloop so that one protein would make, like one remains makes 2 alien proteins, makes 200 biomass. You know what, let's go ahead with that there, and then we'll see here. So mycelia over here, we can grab this, and then for the fabric, this will give us the fabric, and for this we need 50 cables and we need 10 fabric. So let's do this here. 10 fabric and then 50 cables. May as well just use all 20 things here. It's a pretty nifty way of doing things, I won't lie to you. Because if you're, for example, trying to set up a really early level coal power plant or something, and you had like biocoal, I mean, it's not going to be super early level because, you know, to get the recipe you need to be quite high up in the chain. I think maybe 5 or 6. You can still get a good little bit for it. So this here, lovely, go to mycelia and parachute here. Yeah, you can't automate the collection of it, but if you wanted to set up, theoretically, a little sort of hideaway piece. So we need 10 fabrics. So this here, solid biofuel. Let's make 10 fabric, and then we need 10 cables. And then, using the parachute, we have access to one of the best methods of transportation around, which is jank. So, for example, oh, there's a bunch of stuff up here that could be really cool to collect. Let's do this. Oh no, I can't reach it. Have they patched it a little bit? I mean, solid biofuel is much easier than that. There is, using like the parachute, at least the ability to really completely bork some of the areas you're going to. I don't know if it has been patched, but if you had like a good sort of forward momentum and you hit a slope before, you could actually climb the slope.
Know any of these
So there were plenty of areas that were intended to get to with ladders and all that there sort of stuff that I was reaching just through. Oh yes, that for example, we just used a parachute to climb. Yes, I love this kind of stuff. So that up there, probably be a tricky one to reach to. But hopefully doable, because I think up there we have some nice stuff. Nope, can't reach it just yet. That's okay. Well, not worry. I think it's a purple slug up there, if I remember right. So we might as well go back down here and have a see what there is research-wise. Using logistics, we could also overhaul this stuff. So there's solid biofuel going there. Let's just turn this crap in anyway. As well, we'll do a bit of smelting while we're here, just because we are here. And yeah. So this, we will get all these ready. Splitter could be good to have, maybe. I think maybe we need to combine our two power sections. Maybe that's gonna have to be our thing. So let's do this here. Jeepers, so I don't know what it is with... I don't know when you're playing Satisfactory if you have the same sort of thing where it's just like, hey, we're gonna make the text, like all of those little Steam pop-ups, really massive. So that is... That's no longer powered up. Oh, we need iron rods. Darn it. Over to here. Make more of these. And then this should, with any luck. So, let's take... That connects to this. This connects to here. Here connects to there. So those are producing. Should we keep these on going? Right, you are completely finished pretty much with your output. So yeah, let's take this offline. You are also offline and presumably finished. Yep. So these here will let keep running. Alright, that's okay. This will do its little thing. You've got 200 out of 8. You are idle because we're waiting on this constructing. So yeah, that'll still be fine. Let's get another smelter in place. And another constructor. So you there, feeding into you here. You load from here. And right, logistics, we have our splitter here. You'll do that, and you feed into here. You go from this, you go into this. So you're going to be iron ingots, and you are going to be constructing cast screws. Why not? We'll go for that there. We don't need to automate rods just yet. We'll still be okay-ish. So you're going to mine 60 per minute. You will smelt 30, you will smelt 30. And probably this here one, I would say. You're going to use 12.5 per minute. So, ooh. This potentially could feed 2 constructors. So, let's get that there. Conveyor splitter here. It's ugly, but we're going to have it work. And you will connect into here. You are going to make iron rods. So, this is probably going to crash our power line. Max consumption is 38. The capacity is 60. Oh! Never mind, max consumption is 38 when we're on 60. Right, that's okay. I can work with that. So yay, happy days. We now have automated construction of wire, concrete, screws, rods, and plates. We may as well take these here bits here because haha, yay. So okay, I'm happy with where we're sort of sitting at the minute. The basic components are all being automated now, which is good. So there we go. Nice little levels for all this here. Okay, so let's have everything come out together here. You are going to feed into this, and I would like a merger. You... Okay, wait, hang on. Take these here, and you will go into here, you go into here. All of this will then soon lead to this here being filled up with all kinds of very nice things so that none of this stops for a while. Now over this way, on the other hand, let's have you feed into here and you'll feed this. So we are now at 51 maximum. You're producing 30 per minute. You're using 15 per minute. So maybe we can have you split into 2 constructors. Because you are going to feed into this. Let's go logistics. So you feed into that. Wait, hang on. Oh wait, crap. That's a merger. What we want is a splitter. So you feed into this. This will then feed into one of these, and then we can have wire and cable being constructed at the same time. And then we'll have all basic components all being constructed at the same time. And those will then feed into their own little container thing. Yes, it's horrible looking. Oh. So as you can tell, the poor dog. Give me a minute. I am going to go change the battery in that detector because the dog is going mad. Back in 1 wee minute, folks. Downside of being the tall person, you're able to reach everything. Meaning, you're kind of almost expected to reach everything. I mean, I know they would have been able to reach and get the stuff anyway. So, let's test this out. 59? Yes. 59 megawatts. That's what we're looking at here. And for this here, I want a storage container right here. Oh wait, no. Too close. Let's get that there. So you will feed to here. We'll have you be a straight one. You are going to be logistics. We're going to actually set you to 4. So let's get you like that and have you be default. So this here is wire and cables. This is all of these nice things. Very happy with that. Really early basic setup, but a good thing to have nonetheless. So let's load these and this, and now we can set all that up. So those are done. We could probably do the logistics Mark II maybe, or do we go for, no, let's go for resource sync.
In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured.
So the resource sync bonus program and all, once we have it, we'll be able to get most of the stuff for it. So we've got the wire, we'll have the rods and plates and all, hopefully. So we've got how many? 90, so we've got 100, we've got 2 minutes before that comes back. We'll have the plates for sure. We won't have the wire, but we will have the concrete, just because of how abundant it is. And then the resource sync stuff we can start using to make some purchases. So DNA samples, for example, we'll use those to acquire the asphalt building blocks things, and those will be our nice little bits, because that means we can construct a base foundation using only concrete. I know, like the concrete thing, actually maybe we'll just go for concrete and not for asphalt. Maybe that will be our thing. So in here we've got all of this. We got all these copper ingot pieces, or like all of the stuff for making copper ingots up this way. Okay, yeah, never mind, we're sorted on that. That'll be this little piece done here. Let's grab this. Let's get all these. And down we go into here. So we've got those, this, and all of this. Let's get some iron rods constructed. So we need like 70, we'll just construct like 80-ish of them anyway. Just because why not? So these here are going to do their little bits. Then eventually what we need in tier 3 and 4 is we're going to need a good chunk of engineering stuff so that we can construct our first autonomous power. And rather than building it down by where you can like chop all the corals and all that there, instead of doing it down there, we're going to actually try and set it up on the grassy lands up above. So we can give that a go, because you've got 3 pure areas up there, which means you can easily produce 360 coal per minute right off the bat. you've got the water stuff right there, so you can actually construct a nice little coal-fired power plant there. So this here is going to produce a whole pile of this. You're constantly doing this, and how much wire? That's not a great amount, to be perfectly honest with you. I was hoping for more. So in here, we'll take the 100 of this, and we'll take the 100 of this. And both of those should lead into each other. Now, let's go over this way. And wire. Produce a crap ton of it. If we get 420, that'll be us ready. So if we hit 320, we might already have the wire ready there. I'm hoping, at least. Probably won't be 100 actually in the thing as I think of it. So in here we got 54. We can make another batch of however many. We need 40 more wire. And that'll be us ready with this. So, in you go. Ta-da! Resource Sync bonus program is ready.
You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on exoplanets.
So, in here we can construct like the awesome sink and the awesome shop. So this here, this, and this. So, we need a good bit more wire. And the cable we have underway. So this here, let's take these. And down here is where we'll construct our awesome sink stuff. So you will lead to here. Awesome sink, construct this here. And we want it feeding from a storage container, not because we want it to, but because it needs to actually feed from one. So you... Wait, really? Okay, damn it. And in like that, so you will feed into here. And you... Oh, wait, hang on. You will feed this. And let's get the alien DNA capsules ready first. So we'll produce all of these here. 18 of them should give us 10 tokens. I'm hoping. Probably not, actually. Okay, so special, and we'll get the awesome shop right here. So into this we will load our alien protein stuff, have this queued up, and let's load the leaves in. Ah, damn. So close. Okay, let's have you 3. Turn this on. That'll give us 20-ish seconds. Okay. Well, that's okay. Oop. Print. And there we go. So, we can switch off. Lovely. And down here. Customizer. Foundation materials. Yeah, we're gonna go for the concrete. Asphalt we'll use for roads and blueprints, etc. Concrete wall material, go for that. So that's, how many is that? 6 in total we've got. We want the stair set, so we do. And we probably also are going to want, the ladder is not feasible just yet. Ooh, personnel elevator. That could be good. So that is, it needs steel and silica. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's going to be us good there. So we'll keep a hold of that there. And right into here we'll load up. So we don't need this. Let's see, what all can we unlock? Summer slope research. Yes, we can do this. Lovely. We're going to need more SAM.
Summer sloops are somewhere
So we need 50 fabrics, and then we need like rotors and the likes.
of space with complete disregard for the rules of the space-time continuum and
No, we're not going to do that. Right.
This energy
Berries we can't get just yet. We will once we reach the up above.
force of dark energy to potentially be one and the same. It can now be
And sulfur. We can also use this for scanning. We haven't got the object scanner just yet, but we could.
Save the Day program exists.
There is an area I know of with it. Oh. Pyre slugs. Yes. Let's do this here. And
This semi-slug, now dubbed Power Slug, is early in its life cycle and has retained only part of its potential energy storage capacity.
right, that's all of that done. So now we'll move on to this.
Latent energy from their surroundings.
Probably our next things is going to be increase your,
Semi-crystalline shell over their lifetime.
what do you call it? Increase your ability to
A suitable location.
hold items, increase your inventory space, not just your tool belt. And the other one is probably going to be iron wire at this point, I want to say. So we could actually set up something like that. But we'll not do it just yet. What we are going to do, however, is call it here for the evening. So let's do a little save, and we're going to just go ahead and save like that. So, meantime, that's going to be us for the evening. I am going to be back on tomorrow, where we're going to be painting some of the Warhammer figurines. I haven't decided which ones yet, but we'll figure it out tomorrow. Meantime, take care of yourselves and have a wonderful night. Bye-bye now.